Yeah. Okay, so I was doing some work, some more research stuff, mostly with this kind of really interesting field equation. Um, I was working on with is all temporal related and stuff like that, taking some of these trig functions and reassigning them, um, things like that, doing these various transformations and what have you, right? And again, still all temporal based, but the main thing I want to focus on is this section right here. So what is this? This is talking about zero field. So what does that mean? That means you're talking about the space behind the graph or in front of the graph, where that is essentially an entire field that exists that is not perceptible, but still can contain things like structure or substructures and things like that. Nesting, uh, uh, other types of like momentary propagation, right? So I'm gonna read a little bit of this excerpt. It's not really an excerpt, but it's from my studies and what I'm finding. Because my whole focus lately has been on zero dynamics, right? So like different ways to delineate, define zero, and use it in such a way that it allows you to do things that normally you wouldn't be able to do, like for example dividing by zero on its own. You can't do that because it's undefined. But my premise, the whole point of all of this exercise, is to define it to see what can be done with it. So zero plays a powerful role as the pivot, compressing and expanding through all physical fields, flowing invisibly through fluid dynamics, balancing itself in electrodynamics, and emerging from the heart of quantum fields. It reflects both infinite possibility and finite collapse, oscillating in a dance between existence and non-existence. Right? So numbers that tend toward one and beyond are going to be delineated as non-zero field points or numbers, right? And then all the numbers converging towards zero, especially those uh, extended or extenuating floating point numbers, point 0.000156987111111234500160 blah blah blah, right? That's what we're going to delineate within the field, as long as it's converging towards zero, not the other way around, right? And I've already found with time in and of itself that it crosses one way, right? But the spatial X domain actually goes backwards, right? So by having that little scaling factor, that magnitude difference with the orientation, respectively, it makes it so that, well, first of all, it keeps in line with length contraction and time dilation. That's super important, because if we're talking about temporal dynamics, we have to make sure that those parameters are still completely intact, right? We're not trying to recreate the wheel. We're just trying to look at it from a different angle,